r/AskReddit.
What historical event 100% reads like a time traveler went back in time to alter history?
A response to the post.
Fidel Castro's assassination attempts being dodged is so unrealistic, really, he dodged about 600, that it feels like a time traveler went back and foiled every single one of them.
A response to this comment.
That time traveler sure had a hard time going back and forth in time every time Fidel Castro didn't die, just to get update info for the next attempt.
A response to the post.
The Russian writer Fyodor Dostoevsky was sentenced to death by firing squad, and just as they were preparing the groups to be shot, a messenger came with a letter from the Tsar forgiving them, and the sentence was changed to prison labor. He later went on to write some of the most influential novels of all time.
A response to this comment.
In school we learned that he was actually never going to get shot. The Tsar just wanted to scare him and others like him. It was planned like that from the beginning.
A response to the post.
A Belgian businessman was instrumental to the Manhattan Project's success. Realizing uranium's importance, he shipped 1,200 tons of it to Staten Island. When Lieutenant Colonel Nichols contacted him, he simply responded, "You can have the ore now. It is in New York. I was waiting for your visit. https://www.reddit.com/r/today-learn/comments/p609e/till_Belgian_businessman_was_to_the/.
A response to the post.
Franz Ferdinand's assassination. It was so much happenstance, shenanigans, and tomfoolery that it's like a special achievement in a Hitman game.
A response to this comment.
Bomb that fails to explode. Generals don't want troops lining the streets to protect the Duke cause their uniforms weren't clean. Assassin not sure what's going on decides to go to a sandwich shop on the corner to get some food. Everyone decides how to get the Archduke out of town but neglect to tell the driver where to go, so, when he doesn't turn, all the generals start yelling at him and he pops the clutch, throwing said generals off running boards, and then the assassin just walks up and pops them both dead. Thank you for all the love. Wanted to add one more piece of info. My history teacher at university taught a history class covering between the American Civil War and World War I. For the assassination, he had recreated the entire downtown area of Sarajevo on 2 large pieces of plywood. The apple key running next to the Franz Josef Strasse, really detailed. We spent 6 weeks tracing the routes the assassins took to get there, where they stayed, etc. The big drop was at the end when our teacher told us, as part of his thesis on this, he went to Sarajevo in 1955 or so to finish his research, and one of his visits was to the World War I Museum in Sarajevo. While there he was speaking to one of the staff and found out that one of the conspirators, as part of his life sentence, was obligated to be the museum director and ensure the museum stays in working order. He was able to spend a couple weeks with him and was a trove of information not seen in history books. For the life of me, I can't remember the assassin's name.
A response to the post.
Da Vinci. The madman designed a tank in the 1500s.
A response to this comment.
However, he designed the gearbox backwards to make any real version's wheels lock up and fail. He also designed a 12-barrel gun carriage, which is basically the machine gun on steroids, the early parachute, the double hull, the use of concentrated solar power, and a calculator. The man was several centuries ahead of his time.
A response to the post.
There have been at least 40 attempts to kill Hitler after he had risen to power. Sometimes they failed because the assailant couldn't get close enough, at least that's what they said afterwards, but a lot of them failed because of reasons that seem plausible if it happens once but begin to smell fishy when you look at all of them. Elzer's bomb went off as planned, but Hitler, who loved to hold speeches, had finished early that day. Tresco's bomb failed because at first he, as a high-ranking officer of the Wehrmacht, couldn't get his hands on anything that goes boom for months, and when he finally had some, the bomb didn't explode. Talk about German efficacy. Stauffenberg could have just shot the bastard. His attempt was part of a general upheaval after all, so his chances to survive that day would have been not that bad. But he planted a bomb because that went so well the last times, and so on. We will never know why, but somebody believed or even knew that a premature death of Hitler would have been even worse for the world than what we got. Or it was a wereaboo who wanted to see a tiger too. Who knows? Edit. I'm a bit surprised by the number of people who are trying to explain to me that I'm wrong. Like, dudes, I'm open for the idea that time traveling might not be real, yet.
A response to this comment.
My favorite failed attempt was when a Wehrmacht general was going to kill him with a suicide bomb. The general was in charge of a weapons depot, and Hitler was coming to inspect the equipment. The plan was to set the timer for a few minutes, then at the end of the tour grab Hitler in a bear hug and they'd both blow up. For some unknown reason Hitler was in a hurry. He sped through the tour in just a couple minutes, leaving before the bomb went off. The general had to run to the bathroom and race to disarm the bomb, saying he managed it with only seconds to spare.